Hello, everybody. This is Dylloop, the owner of Skunkworks, and welcome to the start of a new series on how to be more server conscious in space engineers. And when I say server conscious, I mean just improving your sim speed impact and your lag impact on everybody else. In this first episode, I want to cover uh, welder walls or ship printers, or even just basic welding ships this applies to. So it's very simple what the problem is with a welder setup like this, and a lot of people don't realize it. So most of the time when you're printing a ship, you either have pistons pulling, away from it with the projector, or this is extending with pistons or retracting with pistons, and it's welding up the ship as it goes. But the problem with this is that the bounding box of these welders is smaller than like a grid, for instance. So a grid can actually print and then just like wedge itself in here and it causes some physics issues. Sometimes it might explode the printer or just it goes silently, but it's causing issues the whole time it's printing. And this becomes really troublesome with small grids. If I place a small grid block right here, you can actually see that it is in the bounding block of this welder. And it is constantly doing physics calculations on this little tiny block to make sure that it's not colliding. And this becomes exasperated when the welders are either rotating or pulling away or pushing into a grid. Now, one person doing this isn't really an issue, but having 20, 30, 40 people or up to 100 people like we have on our server, it can become problematic when 4 or 5 people are printing ships at the same time with inefficient welder designs. So to make this more efficient and to avoid those collision issues, there's a really simple fix, and you can use the regular blocks for this or blast door blocks or whatever. Just blocks that you have a face to mount something on. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just fill in the gaps here, and this is mostly structural. You can even just place a ring around it and use that as your base. Then we're going to take the bulletproof glass, and it doesn't matter if you use the inverted or the regular one, you just want to make sure that the bounding box is faced away from the welders. And then you can just place it on one of these blocks, and once it's placed on this block, you're able to place it over the weld head because it is attached to the other windows. So you can just go through and cover your entire welder setup like so. If I can actually get it to click there. And once you have this entire thing covered, you eliminate the problem of colliding with your grids. And this works on welder ships as well. If you just place a glass pane in front of all your welders on your welding ships, not only will you save the headache of breaking off welders, but you will also create a better physics environment for the entire server. So that's the first episode. I know it was kind of lengthy, but next episode I want to cover conveyor junctions, conveyor networks, and it kind of expands on this welder design and how to make them more efficient. So just keep an eye out for that. And if you already have a ship printer or planning on building one, please keep this in mind when you're building it.